Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film, Seven Psychopaths. Marty, a struggling screenwriter, is trying to finish his script called The Seven Psychopaths, but is having a lot of trouble. He's always hanging out with his unemployed actor friend Billy, played by Sam Rockwell. He's trying to come up with this film and figure out who the Seven Psychopaths should be and what they should be, and he's not really sure. Then the film leaves that plotline a little, and then we follow Billy, who has a dog napping scheme with Hans, played by Christopher Walken, where they kidnap people's dogs, wait till they put up missing signs with a reward, return them, and collect the money. And then Billy accidentally steals a Shih Tzu who belongs to Charlie, who is a big, evil, psychopathic gangster, and he'll do anything to get his beloved dog back. And he goes and tries to get Billy. At the same time, Marty is trying to finish a screenplay about psychopaths, and the script kind of goes between this storyline and Marty's storyline, and then they kind of mesh together and they go on, this adventure to avoid Charlie, who's a psychopath and will surely kill them for what Billy did when he stole his beloved Shih Tzu. This is kind of a headier movie than the offbeat little plot suggests. This film has a weird structure to it, and it's a very ambitious, kind of strange film, but it definitely is an ambitious, good, strange film. It's just, for most of it, I was like, how is this gonna eventually work? It definitely feels like, as you're watching it, it's like someone is writing it as it's going on. Like the film is kind of figuring out what it should do while it's doing it. And the director, Martin McDonagh, who also did In Bruges, this is a far more intellectual pursuit than In Bruges was. Martin McDonagh, who also wrote the film, is actually really good at writing that dialogue, and he does remind me of people like Aaron Sorkin or Tarantino or even Preston Sturges. Really has a knack for dialogue and can write really quirky, interesting, fun dialogue to listen and read, and I'm sure to perform as well. Doing that and having this kind of meta concept, because as the film's going on, it feels like someone's writing it. As the film's developed, it feels like when they're setting things up, it's way more about Marty, but it's almost like, people say if you write a good character, they write themselves. It feels like, Billy and Hans really take over the film and their plot line becomes the most important. And Marty, I think when a writer starts, they're probably thinking about their approach to it and how they will be perceived through it. And that's almost taken away, and Billy becomes more of the centerpiece of the film. And then it takes such different avenues. It feels like almost a writer thinking about his film. Like there's a point where Billy and Hans and Marty are driving to the desert at one point, and they're analyzing the film and its own cliches and what it should do and what would be stupid and what wouldn't, and would this be too arty? And it's a very smart, very ambitious screenplay. In a way, I think it might be a little too ambitious. Its ambition is definitely what makes it a really good film. This is like his weirder art movie. I really like that Martin McDonagh did a film like this because it's fun to watch, it's interesting to watch. It feels very writerly because you can feel like someone's writing it as it's going on, which is an interesting process. It feels like you're tapped into a writer's wavelength while you're seeing the film that's being presented to you. It almost doesn't feel like the finished script wouldn't be this, cerebral and odd and weird. All its little side storylines and stuff, it's very ambitious, but it's almost like too ambitious in all its little storylines. I wonder if it had centered on something, but then part of me doesn't like that it's centered on something, so I guess I'm conflicted. I guess part of me likes what I saw, another part of me feels like this film really needs a second or third viewing, because it's just really kind of dense in all its ideas. It's definitely a film that's analyzing itself while it's going on, which is something like what Cabin in the Woods did earlier in the year. This film is a little too self-involved in itself, and it's very good at doing that, but it's almost like too self-involved in itself. It has some really great sequences that really shine by doing that. At the first viewing I've seen it, I am kind of like a little not sure of it while it's going on. I think sometimes it's a bit too much, but I also feel like I would like to see this film a second or third time, and what will I get out of it that time? Maybe I'll like it more. I kind of feel like while I was watching it, I didn't enjoy it as much as after it was over, and I really started to think about it and all the various plot lines and theories and odd ideas and weird plots that were going on within it. It's pretty much like I got a better aftertaste than the meal that I actually received. I kind of want to go back and since I know how it all works out, see maybe if I enjoy it more. Seven Psychopaths, I think, is a film that in its theatrical release, I don't think it'll be appreciated as much as in like 2, 3, 4 years when you have the DVD and you're able to watch it a million times. This is a very college dorm roomy, kind of analyze, sift through, listen to the commentary type of movie. The film itself is like an interesting, odd film to watch. It's like a film that when you say it's interesting, it really did make you think while you're watching it. And when you didn't think about what you were seeing, it would make me think about it later. If you're really into film and you're looking for something a little smarter in the multiplex, this is definitely something to go check out. It has incredibly well-written dialogue, and you could miss out on all the kind of meta touches of it, but it's definitely there, and it's a very smart movie, and it shows the great talent that McDonagh is. I don't think I'm really ever going to get this film totally on this viewing. It's really dense. There's a lot there, and it seems to me possibly to be a lot smarter than maybe even I saw when I was watching it. So I would definitely think that this is a movie I hope to watch for a long time to come. And I kind of like that about it. I like how weird and odd it is, but I do kind of feel like it's a little too into itself. So if you have seen Seven Psychopaths and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.